Miss Godfrey has brought some very disturbing accusations to my attention. I think you should have the chance to answer them in person.
All right, thank you. And she is...
She's standing right there.
I'm right here.
Yeah, of course you are. One of you can see her. You can all see her.
She's standing right next to you.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir.
This week's Nerd Fights is brought to you by the Darren Wagner School of Charm, Grace, and Anger Management. Because, fuck you. And also by these guys, because I guess for some reason they want to support Salty, those sons of bitches.
And there we go.
Hello there.
I was wondering where in the world was this going?
Yeah, I guess you didn't see. I called him after I watched that the other night.
I just have not had the time, so I was like, what stream am I on?
Yeah, right. Whoa.
The Darren Wagner School of Charm, Grace, and Anger Management. I don't know. For some reason, that just seems fitting.
Think you're on the camera mic, or it's just not close enough? Yeah, you're on the camera mic.
Brought to you by Amateur Hour.
Yeah.
It's all
also sponsored by Technical Difficulties.
The heck?
Technical difficulties.
Oh,
I think I really messed my shoulder up in my sleep. It's like, and this is my good shoulder. It's the bad part.
Wait, you have a good shoulder?
Not anymore. I don't.
Let's see. Is it this one? There we go. All right, that could be better. Is that better?
I believe so, yes. Give it a little tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yep, there we go.
All right. So, no, I was, I feel bad because I forgot to talk to you guys about this because did you guys get a chance to watch episode 1 of Secret Invasion today?
I did.
I
did. I tweeted about it.
Painfully boring show I could have possibly watched.
Really? You thought it was painfully boring?
Yes.
Wow. And what did you think?
I think it was not good, and the ending sucked. So, of the first episode.
Wow. What is wrong with you guys?
I don't know.
Apparently,
They're
apparently the
giving,
same thing that's wrong as the
giving,
people that don't like SNW right now.
right. No, I mean they're giving Nick Fury the Picard season 1 treatment. They're turning him into a frail, weak old man who can't get the job done and gets his partner killed. I mean,
First of all, he's a human being going up against an alien invasion.
yes, I've seen him do that before, and man, he fared a lot better in the past. Tell you what.
Well, he also had superheroes he was working with.
I did like that one line. There was a line I liked where his partner from the movie, the Skrull, I forget the guy's name. He's a famous actor, dude. His buddy with the dead wife and the kid that's
his buddy with the dead wife.
I'm trying to be vague, man, and I'm not trying to spoil too much stuff. Anyway, he says to Fury, he's like, "Oh, mate, I'm more like 40 in Earth years. I haven't even gone through my midlife crisis yet, and started buying a bunch of stuff I don't need." And he's like, "What did you collect during yours?" And he turns around and looks at him and he's like, "The Avengers." That line I did like. That part I liked.
Well,
yeah,
I
not much else. That
good.
And I do not like Emilia Clarke as an actress. So there's that. I didn't know she was in this.
Is she the daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not a fan of hers. She was Khaleesi. That's her only real claim to fame. She was Sarah Connor, but she talked so much shit about that movie, which I actually loved a lot, and about the experience of making it in Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm like, F you, broad. What do you think you're bigger than Schwarzenegger?
Well, I'm kind of take it or leave it with her. It doesn't really matter. Although the funniest thing is I am in no way a Maria Hill character fan. So
spoiler alert! I didn't say
that.
Dude, this is Nerd Fights. Everything we talk about, we spoil. On
spoiler alerts.
All right.
Just assume like, spoilers.
First of all, where are our name bubbles? That's the first question. And secondly,
we don't need name bubbles. This is
can we put up a little scroll that says spoilers or something? It's like
that which happens to the character was greatly enjoyed by me. If that makes it sound even worse as to how I felt about the episode.
Well, you know what? I will tell you. From the first Avengers movie, I hated Maria Hill.
Wow, you guys are just haters.
And so, yes, watching her bleed out as the final shot of the episode just made it the most beautiful thing.
and the minute that was the well, I'll tell you what, the minute that was the only thing that actually got my attention at all was the same minute as when the head of security on Discovery got eaten by a giant space bug and died in season 1. The chief security lady.
So hey man, I've done my best
to forget that show. Yeah,
to completely erase that. Because you realize I stopped watching it middle or maybe past a little bit of the midway point of season 3.
Yeah, I stopped it too. So
I was doing reviews and then I finally was like, I'm out, guys. I can't do this anymore. It's just probably Anyway, Thomas Potts, I acknowledge you, sir. However, Michael does not. Apparently, Thomas is trying to get you to answer.
I'm working on making a banner for you, so shut up.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's more important. Thomas, I appreciate you, buddy. And I you know what? If you want to come over to my side of the pond, the water's warm because I just peed in it. I stole that joke from Brian at the podcast.
Yeah. Is that better, Danny?
Cool. You did that real quick. Yeah, that's thank you. I don't know why you put the second spoil in capitals and a capital S and there's no period, but
because
that's just a grammar Nazi in me coming out. So anyways, let's say hi to these guys in the chat. My mom, I would say hi to, but I knew she's already left for church.
She's come and gone already.
Thomas Potts. Well, Jason, you're on the show, but hi. Stan the man Lee. Did you see your your documentary. You got it queued up over here on Disney Plus. I haven't got to watch it yet. Then we have Alex Moore. Uh-oh. That's a text. Okay. Stream Elements. What's this?
That's the bot.
There's
a bot you can add it into. Yeah, you can put the stream of consciousness of YouTube into your overlay in OBS if you want.
Okay. Well, hi, Stream Elements. We're going to have to teach me that later because it came up on my channel as well, and I don't know what it means. But Bradley Briggs, zup to you as well, Saw. And then I think that I covered everybody here so far. And then in my chat, it's just my mom. See, I need to promote this show a lot further ahead, like a few hours ahead instead of like a few minutes ahead. By the way, neither of you retweeted my tweet.
Well, maybe if you would, put it out more than 10 seconds before the show.
I know, right? Ouch. Well, if you can't tell, I got a little case of bedhead. I took a nap because I was up super early, and that's why I jacked up my shoulder, I think, and I was sleeping on it all wrong. And then I woke up at 10 till, worried I was going to be the one that was late. And I'm like,
and so did I, which was really funny.
Oh, you have no idea. I was dealing with some stuff. I was like this close to just saying, well, I'm not going to make it to the show tonight. So you're lucky I'm here.
Oh, well.
Oh, my. Well, life is more important, bro. So it's all good. I get it.
Yeah. So I apologize if I'm not all the way here right now. That's why.
Well, Mr. Stanley, yes, I agree. I mean, look at my face. Look how white it is. I'm definitely getting old. And that wouldn't be the first time I hurt myself sleeping, which is terrible.
Yeah, well, I just hope your shoulder isn't as annoying as mine was. It was almost 2 years for my left shoulder to heal enough that I could sleep on it. That was quite a true pain.
I'm hoping it's just like little, I'm hoping it won't hurt tomorrow because shit, I already have a torn rotator cuff on this side.
And so, Tom, as far as your question in Skype,
Skype. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sent me a question in Skype. It's funny because it's like there's two questions, and you said just answer it with a yes or no. I can't answer two questions with a yes or no, especially the way you phrased it. But to the first part, did he seem real? I'm going to say yes. But as far as, I don't know. I mean, and okay, so let me ask you guys. Nick Fury.
Yes.
When do you think he left Earth?
Yes. He definitely left Earth.
Right, but the question is when? And you really got to chew into your microphone.
You missed me earlier. I was doing the ASMR.
There was some deliberacy going on there. When? If it happened at some point in one of the many things that I haven't watched.
Was at the end of Spider-Man, right?
Well, at the end of Spider-Man, we find out that Nick Fury, throughout that movie,
he was already up there.
Yeah, he was already there.
So shit.
So then I don't know, because after I watched Loki, I stopped watching everything.
I'd say right after
Spider-Man.
So when he came back, probably shortly after.
Because the second Spider-Man film, we find out at the end that Nick Fury is chilling on a satellite. So he's been up there.
People came back during WandaVision. So sometime before, we need a timeline. Sometime before.
What's the name of that stupid space station?
Spider-Man, no way. It's Saber.
That's right, yeah. Oh, let's see what the internet has to say.
I think that was dirty. The way that dude killed Maria Hill. I thought that was effed up. But it's probably just a taste of things to come.
Well, that's how a Skrull would do it, though. Is the Skrull would pretend to be someone that you know and trust, and that way they can get close to you, and then and then just take you out by shooting you in the heart or stabbing you or whatever, and that's the beauty of it. That's what Skrulls with their shape-shifting ability, they just walk right up to you and they think, oh, look, it's my best friend, or it's my coworker, it's my boss, or whatever. And then when they get close, they're like, oh, by the way, check out this gun. And you're dead. And then they walk away and change forms again, and now you can't track them. Danny ran away. And now...
No, you didn't like that I was chewing into the mic.
Yeah.
So, I've told you guys I'm moving.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I've got all this weird stuff like my cabinets and everything. So, and I'm kind of frugal. I won't use the other word that always starts a lot of trouble. But I'm really frugal. So
what, cheap? Why did cheap get you in trouble?
Cheap? No, not cheap. The word that sounds like juice. Anyway, so
why would you call yourself that?
I've done it before. You guys have yelled at me for it, but apparently you don't remember. So back to my story, if I may. I've been it's like
really
yesterday.
Are a horrible human being.
Why? Because I'm cheap? Jesus.
No.
Anyway, because you would use the other word to describe yourself as cheap.
That's just, hey man, I'm a product of my era. Okay, I'm still learning.
You are, dude. Come on.
I just learned. I learned live on your show that I'm not allowed to say the T word.
Me and Jason are both
even though the intro has one in it.
That crap.
Although, actually, the funny thing is he's not wrong in that word made a reappearance in the 90s.
Thank you.
I don't know why, but it showed up again. So, in that use. Going on.
Anyway, so, for example, I've been making sure, like, stuff I can't eat because of my dietary restrictions, I've just been giving away to people, variously, like friends come by or stuff like that. So, I have in my freezer, the top shelf is nothing but ice packs. Since the older I get, I seem to accumulate ice packs for the various parts of my aching body. And then underneath that, every other shelf is empty. And in the door, when I open the door, I have a piece of frozen chicken that I'm going to throw on the grill probably for dinner tonight. And then I have like 2 microwave meals for lunch. I'm going to probably have one of those for lunch today. I've got a bag of cheese sticks that the ex used to put in the air fryer, but my my son, I love you, son, but you should have left me the air fryer until like a week before I moved out instead of taking it already. So I don't know how to cook mozzarella sticks without the air fryer, so I got to figure that out. And then under that, in the door, is a little bag of mini, like, I don't know what to call them, like pig in a blankets, but they're mini. They're little mini. And there's not a lot of them. So I'm like, okay, so I make sure all that stuff gets eaten. Don't really have anything breakfasty or sweet. So I made popcorn, and I took the last of the peanut butter, and I put it in this bowl. And then I put the hot popcorn on top of it, kind of like mixed it up until it was like a thing. And then I took my honey, and I kind of was squirting honey and mixing it up. And then like, yeah. And then I let it sit. I made this like before my nap or whatever. And I came over here. Let me see. It's popcorn with like peanut butter and honey.
That sounds disgusting.
It's delicious. It's
probably intoxicatingly good.
Yeah, it tastes
which actually cereal. Makes it deadly.
Yeah. Well, now, hey, I'm good though, because now the peanut butter's all gone. Honey, I can take with me. That's fine. I have like Jello, and I'm not a Jello guy, but it's in boxes, so I can pack it and take it. And then Yeah. So anyway, so I'm just meticulous. Like I'm refusing to go to the grocery store. I'll probably get some eggs tomorrow. I don't know. Until I've got
you're trying to get like the very minimum amount of things as possible.
Yeah, because no need to have a full, and I got stuff in the pantry. I'm probably just either gonna have to give to like a food bank, or next time a buddy comes over, I'm like, hey man, I can't have this rice, for example. Like I got bags of rice. Anyway, I hate throwing food away, so I'm just like swag.
So the internet doesn't have any good ideas either, by the way.
About what?
So if I was going to take a guess
about
the question,
the Nick Fury
about the question, I'd say he was gone after Far From Home.
So let me ask. I know this is going to make him. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even.
Actually, it won't work. It won't work because it's not trained far enough into the future yet.
Oh, okay.
It's too far behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
What? Chat liar.
Chat GPT.
It won't know because it's cut off at like June or May 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it won't know any better.
It can't think of things further back than that?
No, forward. So it doesn't have the information after that point.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of data that it's not been allowed to gather off.
So it can't think of any statistical data after June of 2021?
Well, it can't pull facts
I think
that
it's
exist after 2021.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's just stupid.
It's like July.
It's behind by 2 years worth of cultural and scientific information. Yeah.
21, 22. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
So you have to get the paid version to get up.
Not even that one's trained.
No, not
fast.
even.
Yeah. GPT-4 you pay for, but it doesn't. The only thing it's got is a more advanced algorithm.
So, you should ask it anyway.
Berto Prey says Turdistan is decades behind in AI tech. So that I can ask.
That must be true. But speaking of which bird, let's see, where is it?
Hello world, it's Berto Prey 5 Kaplaw, and I just want to say that as the leader of Karoga, we surrender to Turdistan once and for all.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say.
As my knowledge being cut off at September 2021, there is no known instance of Nick Fury going to a place called Saber. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you could just say, when did Nick Fury leave Earth? Try that.
Well, that's what I asked it. And then it talks about he left Earth for space at the end of the film Avengers Infinity War. And during the film's post-credits scene, he gets snapped out of existence.
But he never left. He never left Earth.
He didn't leave Earth.
He ceased to exist. And this is why I make so much fun of ChatGPT.
I know, right?
That's why that thing is so full of crap.
You got to fact check it.
Technically correct.
Wow.
Which is the best kind of correct.
Well, it's not even technically correct is the problem. It's just so...
Well, he did
it's so tragically bad. This doesn't sound like BSG. Nope, it does not. We should probably do that.
I know. I'm pulling up the files right now. Sorry. But, it's technically correct.
Well, he ceased to exist. To leave the planet would mean to depart. And not simply to no longer be.
No, well, he was no longer on planet Earth.
I guess. But yeah, ChatGPT is such a comedy of comedies.
So hey, man, if you want to start talking about
here's how we'll get Danny's attention.
You got my attention. I was trying to get yours, but at least it's good to see that you are getting to the point. You can remove the scroller at the bottom now because it doesn't apply. But what I was going to say was, if you're wanting to cover Secret Invasion on Wednesdays because you forgot all about it, and then we either put Battlestar on hold or add a third night of the week to go over Battlestar.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to get past episode 2 of.
Okay, because well,
that's all the more reason. You see,
I mean, we've already wasted a half hour talking about a show like we all happened to watch, and I guess only one of us liked. So
that's the beauty of it. See, that makes it so that because we all like Battlestar Galactica.
Oh my god, I know we shouldn't call the Battlestar show Nerd Fights.
More like
I thought we were going to call it Salty in the Nuts. I thought we were calling it Salty in the Nuts.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound right. Nerd Fights just doesn't. No, Salty in the Nuts.
I'd say
Nerd Fights
on
is
BS,
good for our reviews, but like on BSG, since we're all blowing the show,
we might as well just call it like Nerd Love or something.
Yeah, right. Nerdgasm.
So 6 degrees of separation is probably the closest thing we get to a filler episode.
Wait a minute. I like this episode. This was
I'm not saying it's bad.
How is it a filler episode? It's like you got the wrong word there. You got the wrong letter. Replace the F with a K, and you're correct.
I was going to say, I don't even know if you could even call it a filler episode because all kinds of fun stuff was actually presented.
Well, I think there's actually more set up that pays off later in the B plot than in the A plot. And because the A plot, the story of Six and Gaius, or what's the name of the Godfrey, Shelley Godfrey, the live Six, and Gaius really is a much ado about nothing. She shows up with an accusation, and at the end of the episode, the accusation is proven false, and status quo is maintained.
Except for the fact that you glossed over that Head Six uses the whole incident to push God's will onto Gaius, as well as she actually F's off on him in his own head. Like she disappears and he goes into full panic mode.
Yeah, because he scoffs at her for like, I don't believe in God.
Well, I know.
And then by the end of the episode, he's on his knees praying and crying. And
but it's for an episode that if you stay really close to the surface, maybe you could call it a filler episode. And it's a giant character development episode.
It's the
for everybody.
Closest thing you could come to a filler episode. That's what I said. For this season. There is a little bit of there's a couple episodes you could call filler in season 2 and season 3, but this one is definitely as close as it gets for season 1. And to call it filler is a disservice to the episode. I'm just saying that the least amount of plot progression happens in this episode. As far as the big story, we do have this. So Baltar is working in his lab, frustrated as always. And so what does Baltar do when he's frustrated? He starts to have sex with Six, and then
oh my,
yeah. And as always is the case when he's
she's got terrible pillow talk. First of all, she's got terrible pillow talk. Who's trying to talk about accepting, their lords into his heart in the middle of, sexy time? Like they ain't got that was just terrible. It's terrible.
Well, she thinks she's got his attention enough.
Yeah, right. I guess so. Oh, he'll say yes to anything right now.
Well, you would.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I would. I mean, getting words out.
Yeah,
I've never been with a woman as beautiful as Trisha Helfer. So, I can't even talk about it.
Yeah, so that's the point. I think
I'd probably assassinate a baby goat for her or sacrifice one to the gods or whatever.
And one of those classic moments, classic Baltar moments here is like she leaves and he's like, then he goes he hears a knock at the door. So he's like, oh, you're back for more. So why don't we just dispense with the foreplay, and opens the door and there's D. She's just like, what?
Which is yet again another one of these great between the editing and the acting,
and
the directing, frankly, that just adds to the hilarity of Gaius Baltar having to deal with this condition, we'll call it.
his induced psychosis.
So okay, I know you guys don't want to spoil anything, so let me just ask you this.
Yes.
Could you tell me when, like just what season? I'm not saying episode, just like what season do we find out the deal with Head 6? Like, or do you ever?
It's not till the very end.
Okay. Technically, you don't get an answer until season 4.
Okay, damn.
Now you get half answers actually coming up in season 2, and only a few, depending on how quickly, like we were talking about, pushing through some more of those recordings. You get to see it on episode. I'm just scrolling. Episode 18 of season 2 is where you're going to get an interesting partial answer that may actually screw with your head more, but you're going to love it.
All right.
Which
Believe you
episode is
me. Downloaded.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Downloaded will definitely mess your brain.
Yeah. As a first watch, you're going to be going, what is even happening now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna say, wow, wait, I thought I had it figured out, and now I'm back to square one.
Yeah, because there's actually a pre-answer of sorts that you're going to encounter before we get to that specific episode. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, if I got the order of when things happen in my mind right. But then this one happens in episode 18 of season 2, and it's just gonna.
Well, he's
just when you thought you were out, it's just gonna pull you right back in.
Right. Well, like you've seen the MRI. He knows it's not a chip in his head.
Oh yeah, that already happened. That's right. So there you go. So he knows it's not a chip. That's right.
Right. So he figures it's some kind of psychosis or something like that.
Yeah. So now when we get to episode 18, you're gonna have a good laugh in the sense of, man, they're messing with everybody.
Yeah. And so speaking of messing with everybody, so he goes to the bridge and there is Shelley Godfrey.
Which he doesn't know yet. He just assumes that's his Head 6.
Yeah, he just assumes that's his hallucination, which tells you that's how real his hallucination appears to him.
Yeah. First thing she says to him is, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
And that's the thing. Like, he even feels the sensation of touch. So Godfrey touching him, he's just like, meh.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I played that little clip right at the beginning of this show, is that, that whole thing of, so Miss Godfrey here has some startling accusations. And saying, oh, where is she? And he's like, and Ty, I love the look on Ty. She's standing right next to you. He's like,
you crazy person.
Yeah. I know the first time I saw this episode, it threw me.
Yeah, because first you think that's Head 6.
Well, I thought, and especially because the super conservative outfit, I just figured Head 6 was going full stodgy.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't Head 6.
Yeah, there's the look on Ty. I love it like that. Dude, what is wrong with you? she's literally right next to you.
Yeah.
And then there's 6, you are boned, dude.
Wow.
So and what's the name of the guy who plays Baltar again? Jamie
Car's dad?
No, let me grab it here. Just a second.
Not Jamie.
I've got it right here.
Something with a C.
James Callis.
Yeah, James Callis. So, and now I know that Danny would have loved to have James Callis's job. James Callis talked about when he and Trisha first met. The first scene they had to film was
hey, Captain Phantom Nerd.
Hey,
Welcome
Captain.
to the party.
Was a scene where they were making out on a bed in his home before the apocalypse.
Right.
And she was wearing this, you might remember from the miniseries.
Yeah.
It was like a lace outfit with like a leather bra underneath it. And
Danny's remembering.
Yeah. And Trisha was there with him when they were talking about it. She was talking about how leather tends to, if you've ever worn leather, especially if you're wearing leather right against your skin, it tends to stick to your skin. And so it doesn't always move the way you want it to move. And especially when you're trying to do a scene where you're trying to be sensuous and things are flying off in different ways, it doesn't always work the way you want it. And so they decided, well, they needed to get some practice in. And so Trisha got the idea. And so Trisha got the idea. This is the day they met. And they're like, hey, there's a basement. Let's go downstairs and just start messing around and trying to figure this out. And so they
luckiest dude on planet Earth.
So they spent the entire day just basically making out for pay. and that was
lucky some bitch. Oh my god.
Although the thing that was definitely out in a few different interviews and video clips is how intimidated he was because of the fact that he's not very tall.
And she is.
And she's very tall even without heels. And then because they still want her in heels, she ends up towering over him.
Yeah. Just hop up in her arms. Let her hold you like a baby. Suck on that.
So like this shot here.
What are you, Homelander? Shut
up. Like in this shot here, it would not shock me if he's on an apple crate.
Yeah. Because she's a good 6 inches taller than him.
I mean,
especially in heels.
His head's down, and she's kind of leaning in, and so. But yeah, especially in heels. Shit, if she wears stilettos, she'd be a foot taller than him.
Yeah, because I think she's officially 5'10" or 5'11".
5'10". We looked it up. I'm pretty sure she's 5'10", the height of my ex-wife.
Yeah. And
he's
5'10" and a half, and he's only 5'7". So in heels, she is solidly the better part of 6 inches.
Wow, he's only 5'7". That's how tall my dad is. So I'm taller than this guy. That's funny.
Yeah,
I'd rather be 5'7" and blessed with his gorgeous hair, though, and physique.
He does have some awful flowing hair, doesn't he?
Right? Looks like a damn shampoo commercial. Essential elements.
You know what's funny is I was watching this 20 anniversary reunion show that EW put on. And they got together all the surviving cast members.
Oh, Entertainment Weekly?
Yeah. And so the only surviving cast member that I didn't see there was Jamie Bamber. For some reason, he wasn't there, but everybody else, Apollo,
okay.
Yeah, but everybody else was there. And I was amazed how good Mary McDonnell looks. She still looks like President Rosalind. Like they could make another episode today, 20 years later, and you wouldn't notice the time jump.
This is going to sound really mean, but it's because, like, if you watch,
she looks older than she is back then.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You.
Yeah. Well, she's only because I didn't realize how young she was when she made this show. She's only 47 when she made this show, so she's 67 now. Yes. But when she made this show, she looks like she's like pushing 60.
Yeah.
And so
I forgot to finish this.
And so she obviously, I'm assuming, dyes her hair, but her hair is, and so, but she still looks like President Rosalind. They could actually, I think, do, and hey, Arabic, how you doing? They could,
hola,
with the exception of, since Paul Hogan, I believe, has passed away, Colonel Ty.
Yeah, I think so.
But and he wasn't there either. But they could actually do a follow-up series if they wanted to. Granted, it wouldn't make sense the way the series ends, but if they wanted to, they could do a follow-up series with the original cast, and they all look pretty good. That, you know, even though it's been 20 years, they've all aged pretty well. And also Edward James Olmos, I gotta say, considering he is now pushing 80, looks really good.
No, Michael Hogan is still alive.
No, is it?
Yeah,
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee.
Is it Michael Hogan?
Is Michael is Michael is
it Michael Hogan?
Ty. Michael,
okay.
Yeah.
And is he still alive? Okay. Maybe he's in poor health or something. Maybe that's why he couldn't make, because he was the only one that wasn't there. And when he mentioned Edward James almost mentioned him, everybody was cheering like he was, you know, someone who had recently passed away or something. Maybe he's ill or something. Anyway, so 6 has some startling evidence, which is pictures of the Defense Ministry's computer center. And apparently Baltar entering into the center with a bomb to blow the place up just before the Cylon attack. Which is interesting because you could tell even Baltar was completely shocked by it, because while he did do some bad shenanigans, placing a bomb in the computer center was definitely not one of them. He's not.
Side note: the cheering is, and I'll just read it as it's written, just so that we all know, because this sucks. On February 17th, 2020, Hogan sustained a brain injury after falling and hitting his head, which caused paralysis on his left side, memory loss, and dysphagia. I've never heard of this. Yeah. It causes difficulty in swallowing. Gotcha. The slip and fall accident happened at a dinner event following a Battlestar Galactica fan convention.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Hogan's former co-stars have rallied to support him, his wife Susan and their family, as he continues along the difficult path of rehabilitation. Well, that sucks. Because for those who don't know necessarily, he's lent his voice to several very successful video games over the years. So he's not just known in the sci-fi realm. He's also definitely beloved in the video game world as well.
Yeah. Hogan was, I'm trying to remember, there was a few big games that he was a part of.
Mass Effect, and Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and Fallout.
Excuse me.
Now, I have to say, this is one of the most CSI moments of Battlestar Galactica ever, where they're like, well, just because you have someone that looks like he's the same build as Baltar doesn't mean it's Baltar. Yes, but if you look carefully, you can see the reflection on the face of the person, and all we have to do is zoom and enhance, and with the right software, we can get that picture. No, you can't. All right, let me just stop here for a second. A computer cannot manufacture pixels and make a better picture.
It can definitely manufacture them.
Oh yeah,
but that's exactly
and insert something.
Yeah,
but you're basically creating fiction at that point.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Stan Lee, enhance, zoom, and enhance.
Yes. So
and augment.
Yes.
And so Gaeta says it can be done in about a day. And by the way, I got to say, I think Bookworm 6 is the prettiest version of 6. That's just my opinion.
I know why you're saying that, because Danny did not like take well to that version of 6 when we did the watch together.
Yeah.
He hated Bookworm 6.
Yeah,
for a multitude of reasons. But I'm going to get another coffee. You guys carry on. I'll be listening.
Yeah.
So while Danny's getting his coffee, just so everybody knows, Bookworm 6 is actually, Danny's dream.
Teacher 6.
Teacher 6, yes.
Actually, there we go. Mrs. 6.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the landing bay, they're still trying to figure out what the heck is with the Cylon Raider that they captured. And
they're still poking it with a stick and it's not biting.
Yeah. And Starbuck is trying to get on her feet, and then Doc Cottle is best grumpy doctor in the history of television.
I'm telling you, I know I said it off air, so to speak, so I'll say it here. For those in Canada that are around my same age, so between 40 and 50, you've got to watch an episode of Danger Bay if you have not, because it'll just make him playing Doc Connell and being the way that he is that much more hilarious, because it's just not the same person he played in that show in the 80s. It's just so different. And I love it because of that, just because it's one of those that shows his range. Coffee is code for private time.
Yes, well, yeah, because he needs private time while he's thinking about Teacher 6.
Mrs. 6.
Yeah. Oh, Miss 6. Yeah, you're going to bring her that apple. All right, so Cottle tells her that she can't have any more pain pills and that she's got to learn how to walk again. And she's like, she doesn't want to walk. And look at that look on her face. That's the perfect... But why?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's like, shut up, or else I am not giving you any more cigarettes.
Yeah.
And so Baltar, meanwhile, wants to go back to Colonial 1 because he fears for his life. And the president's like, well, sorry, you're on a no-fly list, buddy. You ain't going anywhere. And that's pretty much Act 1. But the president actually collapses at the end of that phone call with Baltar when she forgot about that.
Because he's trying to say Shelley Godfrey's a Cylon, and then there's dead silence on the phone because she is passed out.
Yeah. And it's space. She can just float around in 0G. I'm not sure what you mean there, Bird. But so Doc Cottle goes over to Colonial 1 to check out the president. Oh, you finished your private time?
No, I was listening. I was actually getting my coffee, and no, Teacher 6, Miss 6, whatever you want to call her, she's fugly. She's fugly.
Just not working for you.
Fugly, huh?
Yeah.
Really, you're gonna say she's fugly?
Well, see, there's no plunging.
It's the same person as Sultry 6, right?
It's amazing what attitude adjustment, some glasses, and a terrible outfit will do to an attractive woman. Just it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree, Patrick.
It's just an empty cup.
Gonna make me prove it.
Oh, look at that! There's coffee. Let there be coffee.
I'm gonna hook up my other two cameras so I can just be like switch.
If you do that, we're definitely gonna have to spend some time fooling around with OBS because that'll really change what you can do.
We'll all have to do that. Then we'll all have to have at least 2 cameras so we can constantly be going back and forth.
Yeah,
just confusing the heck out of everybody. All right, so turns out she's been ODing on her Kamala extract, and Doc Cottle chews her out for it.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. If I take twice as much, it'll work twice as fast.
All right.
No,
you can't cure cancer by overdose.
Hey, Keely,
here, have a cigarette.
Welcome to the party.
Meanwhile, want to smoke.
And Patrick, I guess he showed up. Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah.
He was the one that called me out for not having an empty cup, I guess.
He is.
Yes.
Yeah, look at how like her whole demeanor's different. Her knee, she could hold a penny in between.
That's the point, and that's what she does so well. It's Trisha.
Yeah. As an actress, yeah,
oh
she
yeah,
does an amazing job.
Considering that this is like her first starring role, she's had a couple of small parts before this, but this was her first big starring role. The network, and it's kind of funny, the network didn't want to hire her because she didn't have much experience. But then when they saw some of the film of her, they were like, okay, we're basing the entire ad campaign on her.
Right.
Which is why she became the center of all the, if you look at any of the posters and stuff, she's always at the center.
Yeah. What's up with I doubt it's going to actually. They've got one of the ads. I saw a lot in my research. It looks like The Last Supper, but she's standing in the middle.
Yeah, that's one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
That's just an ad, right? That's not like there's no.
That
Last
is
Supper.
just an ad.
No, that actually happens.
It's just a promo shot.
Okay.
No. In season 4, just before they go into their final battle.
Let me guess. This is right after she bangs Ty, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna suck the life clean right out of Mike's fun. He's like, nah, it's just a promo shot.
Yeah.
No. And she bangs Ty, and then she hooks back up with Baltar on the rebound.
This episode is brought to you by Danny's selling all of his crap. Later, though, if you want me to share with you, I got a bunch of Star Trek stuff that you, maybe some of your viewers might be interested in that's small enough to ship. Because most of the stuff I'm selling is like bigger. I wouldn't really ship it, So if you want to go down that rabbit hole. No, because it would cost way too much. But little things like, here, I'll share my screen. So little things like this guy here, for example. This has never been opened.
Of course, it would help if we could see your screen,
I guess.
All right,
I shared it.
All right, so
I just forgot to hit the go.
That UPC code is incredible.
So this is look this up. $70 for this is actually a really good deal. I'm trying to price it cheap to sell quick, but even that's not working. And then blah blah blah.
Oh, it's a Hallmark ornament.
Yeah.
If it was one of the good ones, I might buy it.
It was Kirk and it was Picard and Data. Now this is also,
like I said, if it was one of the good ones, I might consider.
Okay. This has also never been opened. Excellent condition.
Captain Kirk in a racing car.
Yeah, it's like a kitty thing. It's called a Hallmark Squealy. Anyway,
I've never even. I'm trying to. Can you get that picture enlarged?
Oh, this
rather than the picture of the UPC code, the picture of the actually, yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's also from Hallmark. And then
I would love to have a car like that.
Right. And then I got these itty bitties. So never took them out of the box, but as you can see, the box has been exposed.
I actually have those itty bitties.
Yeah. I left them in the packaging though. And then I'm just showing the little stuff that if any Star Trek fans wanted, I could conceivably mail it. Conceivably, but maybe not. I don't know. But this is that Star Trek lamp I was telling you about with the Enterprise.
Oh yeah.
And then I have another one that looks like the bridge of the Enterprise D, but I haven't posted it yet.
Now you see, that's nice.
Yeah. And then I have this Star Trek vinyl. It's weird. It's like a radio show version of three. One of them's a two-parter, so it's really only 3 episodes. And this came out in 1975.
Yeah, is that what are the stories on that? There's one of them
Passage to
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Passage to Tomorrow is written by Alan Dean Foster. And it was originally actually published as a comic book with a 45 RPM record. So you would play the record, and it was a learn to read kind of thing. So you would play the record and read the comic book along with it. And all the dialogue of the comic book was, so everything they say is the dialogue in the comic book.
It's none of the real life actors, though, is a big bummer to me.
No, it is them.
Well, not in the one I'm selling. They're not. It's not them. Because I was so excited when I got it, and I do have a record player, although I've packed it up for the move. But yeah, this album, they're not the actual famous actors, and I think that's about all. No, this is a good one. New in the box, never opened, Mr. Spock action figure. That's a good one. And then, let's see. I don't know if I put any more Star Trek stuff up yet. No.
Of course, it'd be worth more if it was the original Mr. Spock action figure.
Well, yeah, that's the Diamond Select, the anniversary one. Still, it's worth more than I.
Yes, it's QVC time now, Stanley.
Yes, it is QVC time. That's what I said. This
Danny
first
just wants
act
to constantly use my live streams to try and sell stuff.
See, now, if you guys were close and you were into Star Wars, what makes this cool, is it's
our audience has dropped by since you started selling.
2 people.
Has it really? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look, you see these light bulbs light up like you're at a movie theater?
Notice he doesn't even care. He's just going to continue.
Oh, that's the infinity light thing.
Yeah.
How do you can you do that, or do you have to buy those? Is it easier to buy them?
I bought it.
Because that's definitely something I want to maybe do at some point.
Well, thank you.
Downstairs.
Back from that commercial break, we now bring you Act 2 of Battlestar Galactica.
We're like
Season
midway through Act 2.
Episode 7.
Yes.
6 degrees of separation.
Actually, we're in Act 3.
Mrs. Six hits on the captain.
Yeah, so Mrs. Six starts, and this is actually where I've talked about how 6, as opposed to 8, Sharon, 6 is a seductress, right? Sharon passively tries to get people to love her. 6 actively tries to get people to love her, right? So 6 now attempts to seduce Adama, and and you can't tell me, come on, you think that she looks like fugly there? I mean, if you think she's an attractive person,
no. I mean, first of all I'm seeing is her beautiful face. It's
yes here, but otherwise he's operating in personality mode. That's why
there's that too.
But notice, she's going into full seductress mode here.
Yeah.
And so the interesting thing is that Adama is like, yeah, that ain't gonna work on me, maybe because he doesn't have any Cialis, but the second she leaves, he then tells security, you need to keep an eye on her.
But you know what? If he had Blue Chew, probably change things. Oh, wait a sec. That's not a sponsor of this show. Never mind.
What the heck is Blue Chew?
They're going to be a future sponsor if you don't mind. Basically, it's Viagra or Cialis or whatever, but it's chewable and
chewable Viagra for 8-year-olds. Hey kids, chewable Viagra. Is it like Flintstone shaped?
So hey man, I'm not kidding. I'm working on getting sponsorships. Don't be talking smack about Blue Chew, because I did reach out to them. So
I've never even heard of them. So that's a real thing.
It is a real thing. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk after the show.
Blue Chew today. Blue Chew today. Delivered as soon as 48 hours.
Wow. Okay. I said let's talk about it after the show. He's like, I want some Blue Chew.
Well, hey,
wow. So here's their I gotta love this. So they sell it in different size packs depending on how many you want. And their pack names are Active, Busy, Popular, and Pro.
I'll take the Pro, please.
Yeah.
Obviously, my budget, so I don't need any of that stuff.
I'm going to be modest. I'll just take popular. Wow. So that's hilarious. So
anywho, back to the show.
Oh goodness. So Adama calls and puts security on her. Meanwhile, on Caprica, Sharon and Hilo take a bath in dirty radioactive water.
Not much of a bath, then, is it?
Well, it's a bath. And now they're getting a little better with the rendering of the Cylons. They're still not great, but they're passable. As long, I think the secret is don't show their feet.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, because any shot where they don't show their feet, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
So then Gata's working on the render, but Gata decides, you know what? I drank too much coffee. It's time to poop. And you might think, wow, that's really disgusting to talk about that. And why are you making a joke? No, it's serious.
It's literally
and
what's
it's
about to
part
happen.
of the plot. You know,
Yeah.
The only TV show that I know that taking a big old poop is a part of the plot.
What's actually funnier is it's one of the few shows that aren't sitcoms that openly has bathroom facilities constantly in the show.
Yeah. And completely
co-ed ones at that.
Yeah. Some
Very
Starship Troopers bathrooms.
So he goes in to take a poop, and meanwhile, then Gaius comes in, and he's like, "Hey, I think Gata came in here." Yeah, there he is. Oh, Gaius. So Gaius decides to take the stall next to him, and we have brilliant. I mean, this is like something that really requires a special touch as far as writing, and you have to be really invested in the characters, where this shot of two people's feet in toilet stalls is all we see for a good 2 or 3 minutes of screen time, and we hear them whispering to each other, and it's actually riveting television. Hey,
I mean,
how's it going? What do you mean? How's it going? I mean, like in the lab. Not how are you doing? Oh, in the lab. Yeah, it's going okay.
Yeah. How you know that how you doing moment almost could be turned into that whole scene from Austin Powers with you tell number two who's boss.
Who's boss? Yeah. Tell him who's boss.
Who does number two work for? That's right, buddy. You tell him.
Tell him. Wasn't that Tom Arnold, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So he's basically trying to influence Gata, and Gata is just trying to go to the bathroom.
He's just trying to Jaloja, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, no, he's not Jaloja. He's jalopying.
Jalopying.
Well, I mean, Jaloja is purely liquid. So I think jalopy would be.
I don't know if they've got KFC in Battlestar Galactica world. It could be pure liquid. No matter.
Wow, dude! I like KFC.
Oh, I don't dislike it either
anymore. They got rid of it.
The double down. Yeah, it was a limited time deal.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like the McRib at McDonald's.
Yeah, but you know, the double down only comes out once every several years. The McRib
I'd never even heard of it.
Like every 2 months.
I chopped up the leftovers and fried an egg and put it on top of it and had it for breakfast. Oh my, so good, so good.
Yeah, the double down is like the best thing ever. Anyway, so yeah, see, it's still talking and pooping. Talking and pooping.
Yeah. I love how long this scene goes for too. Like they really.
No, that's what I say. It's like
crank up the uncomfortability, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, they dial the discomfort all the way.
We get to watch Gata take a dump in real time. I mean, it's like How many shows do that? Still talking and pooping. Still,
this is a long ass scene.
Yeah, and see,
it is, and then
yeah, and so then Miss Godfrey comes in while they're talking and pooping. So now it gets really.
See, even the shoes this version of 6 is wearing are just no bueno. It's a client. I got to take this. I'll be back.
Sure, it's a client. See, notice as soon as her leg pops onto the screen, oh yeah, gotta go.
Client. What's great too with the scene is the whole timing of him sprinting out of the stall because Gate is freaked out, and then he sees Godfrey and just
does
an about face.
So yeah,
he's already on duty. Duty on duty.
Well, he was trying to get off duty. Get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we've never seen anyone take a crap on the Enterprise. That is true, Martin. That is 100% true. We never watched anyone take a crap on the Enterprise.
Matter of fact, except for a few sinks here and there in people's quarters, you don't even see running water.
Yeah, you very rarely see.
Because everything is the magic of replicators. The only pouring that ever happens in that show is at 10 forward.
Yeah, well, mostly from a carafe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
not from a faucet.
No. No, it is kind of funny when you compare. They must beam it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me that wouldn't be, honestly, toilet paper company's worst nightmare. Transporter technology is invented, and the first thing someone thinks to use it for is to get rid of having to deal with toilet paper.
So while Danny's gone, hey, I might become a cyborg.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm very excited about the prospect.
What are you potentially getting added to your personage?
They're talking about adding a device, a battery-powered device that would go into my spine, and it would actually connect to my smartphone. So I would control it from the phone, and it would send electrical pulses to my nervous system to try and deaden the pain.
Have you seen the movie Upgrade?
Yeah, see, I'm saying, hey, if I crank this sucker up, do I get superpowers?
I need to start being more like a lawyer and billing these guys for phone calls because they call me.
Well, do it. Just tell
me hours.
Put into your contract a consult fee for phone calls.
Oh, yeah, but then I feel kind of like a dick. It's like I'm not cut out for this, man. This is why I've failed after 25 years of business. I'm just not cut.
Well, I will tell you, if I get that device, I will change my username. I will change it from Salty Trekker to Salty Cyborg.
What device are we talking? Oh my god!
Is that
Probably
the same guy?
Question. Yeah, I'll be right back.
So there's 2 different versions of it.
Or you could call yourself Sparky Trekker.
Shut up. Well, no, because we don't just talk about Star Trek, so it would make sense to go.
No, that's right. Yeah.
But the one version has an internal battery that lasts about 6 months. So every 6 months, you have to get it basically taken out and the battery changed and put back in.
Okay.
The other
they don't do something smart like a little charge coil.
Well, that's the other version is it's completely subdermal, so you don't have anything sticking out of your body, but it uses the same technology as the QI chargers for smartphones, and you put on a charging belt, and it recharges the battery, and it lasts 6 to 10 years.
Oh,
okay.
And so,
all right, hopefully.
Depending on the options, I would go with that one, assuming my insurance will pay for it.
Tech support call again?
Well, a follow-up.
Oh.
but yeah, like I don't want to speak ill of anybody who pays me money on the air. I just
it's
It's like when it's like okay, press any key, and then the sweet little
where's
like,
the any key?
Where's the any key?
Yeah.
Is it on the bottom? Is it underneath? No, ma'am. Literally, just press any key. Yeah.
As a side note, there was a joke keyboard made, and I think ThinkGeek carried it for a while. It actually had an any key, and all it was a space bar duplicated.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man.
So I'm hoping if Cyberdyne Salty, I like that, Martin. So
what did I miss? We're clearly not talking about the show. What kind of contraption you think about getting? One of those?
Oh yeah, so I might become a cyborg.
My buddy's got one of these things. I think. Are you talking about the spine zapper? It's like a pacemaker for your spine. That thing. Yeah. My buddy's got one of those.
It helps.
I ought to get you two in touch to talk about it because he's had it a few years, and I don't know how he's.
Does he like it?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, then he must not be that much of a buddy now, is he?
Well, no, it's because some things you just don't talk about. And he was in a really he doesn't have. He was in a really bad motorcycle accident, and he's lucky to be walking again. And he was just in constant pain. So they talked him into getting this device, and but he doesn't get out much. So that's why I haven't seen him. Like we talk on the phone, but we're just talking about dumb shit. Like he's really into video games because he's disabled now. So he doesn't get, he gets a disabled check or whatever, and never leaves the house. Just plays video games all the time. And he lives in North Las Vegas, and I live in Southern Highlands. So like for us to both live legally and have a Las Vegas mailing address, we couldn't live further away from each other in the city.
Oh, so an absolute extremes.
Yeah. So that's why we haven't seen each other in person in a while. But we have shit like this, and back when I had my Xbox.
The idea is that it wouldn't be a catch-all solution to the pain, but it would at least allow me to, when I crank it up, to be able to do things for brief periods of time. I'd be able to walk the dog. I wouldn't be able to walk a 10K, but I could walk the dog. And I could, maybe stand long enough to help do the dishes or something.
I ought to, I'm hey y'all, on the Pacific Coast it's 4:20. For those who know, for those who don't worry about it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna call my buddy Dale after, because now you got me curious, because I remember hanging out with him, being there for him before and after the procedure. And we hung out a couple times since, and he lost so much freaking weight. I couldn't even recognize him. I was worried about him. But when I talked to him the other day, he says he's back to about normal size. So, after, I need to go visit him. He used to be my motorcycle buddy, but when he was way better than me. And when he got almost killed, I was like, okay, I'm done. Time to sell the bike. I'm good. People in Vegas don't know how to drive.
Well, nobody knows. When you're on a motorcycle, you realize nobody knows how to drive.
Yeah.
So.
And Stan Lee, is that far? Yes, it's very, very far apart. It's I'll Google map it for you real quick.
It's 20 miles.
Oh, did you look it up? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And in Vegas, that's actually
there's
quite
a comment just for you, Jason.
That might as well be 50 miles.
Yeah.
Jason,
I should find a good IT do he hack what so he can hack Salty, and every time he mentions triple timeout, I'll give him a zap. We'll just add that as it'll be a plug-in application. For
$20 you could send a little jolt.
So ADHD theater in full throws here. And I don't mind going over if the audience is still here for it, but do we want to get back to
we were just talking about Miss Legs walking in on the double poop twins.
well, But he's not the one on the right's not pooping.
Yeah, one fake, one not fake. Yeah.
But she doesn't know that, and we don't know what Gate has been eating, so who knows what it's like.
That's a good one, Aravic. Kind of does, without the lampshade, kind of does look like that. That's funny.
So,
your triple timeline video update that you just did?
Yes.
You're
going to say brilliant, right?
No, I've only known you a year. It was jarring how different your voice was in the past version. It was like, your voice changed a lot. Like, I was like, is that the same guy? Did he get a different mic? And I was just
he crossed 50 and he dropped a whole octave.
He did, right? Okay,
yeah. It's like, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah. No, that's exactly, that was the first thing I noticed. And then at the end, to answer your question, I think you should wait to the end of Strange New Worlds if you're going to make a full new one. I think, I honestly,
right. Well, because
into this season,
Worlds, this will be the let's see, when's the next live action Trek? Would be Discovery season 5.
Yeah,
which
if you even want to wait, and that'll be the end. I mean, if you
Discovery takes place in the 32nd century now, so that's going to be pretty much irrelevant. So
yeah, I would wait till, because these things are a lot of work. I would wait till after the season 2 finale of Strange New Worlds.
Right.
So that way, you could, if there's more,
Well, yeah, because I want to see where they go with the
surprises.
Klingons. Because are they going to reveal that there are Klingorks out there? Or
is that the Discovery version of
that's
Klingons?
That's the smarmy name for them.
Yeah, that's the smarmy name for them. But hey, they're not a person.
I like it. No, that's what they should be called.
There's the smooth-headed Klingons, the Klingons, and the Klingorks, right?
Yeah,
and or what I called the Uber Klingons in my video. But the and by the way, what's interesting is that you can see a definite gradation of the smooth-headed Klingons are the weakest, most passive, but also the most conniving, probably the most intelligent. And,
they have to be like smart, manipulative, smarmy assholes, because they got their asses whooped in that cafeteria fight in TOS. I mean, come on. Those Klingons should have handily defeated those scrawny humans in that cafeteria.
Then you have then you have the TMP to TNG era Klingons, which
if you got into a fight if Scotty got into a fight with one of those Klingons, it would not go the way
Scotty would have ended up in the well, actually, not necessarily. Remember, Scotty is the guy who one punched and knocked out an augment.
Okay,
so
let me. Okay, then.
Any other person?
Any other? Chekhov. Chekhov was there. Chekhov was in that fight. Yeah, I was just trying to remember who else was in the fight.
Yes. So. Yeah, Scotty. Scotty could take out just about anybody.
Because Chekhov did get some good little punches in. I'm like, man, if that was a TNG Klingon, he'd snap your neck like a chicken.
You know what, man? There's a video to make right there. Here's new theory: Scotty is a god. Scotty is a literal god, because think about it. Scotty was killed by Nomad and yet still survived. He took a full force attack from Apollo himself in the next episode and survived. He punched one of Khan's guys and knocked him out cold. He drank a 100 tentacled monster from the Andromeda Galaxy under the table. Scotty is a god.
Aye, laddie. That are he's a Scottish.
Or just all Scotsmen are like that,
Yeah, aye, laddie.
Yeah, it's the Scotch. It just.
In which case, we should just make sure that all security officers are Scottish, and then the Federation will be invincible.
Aye, laddie. I know a guy named Shamrock. He's got a good shillelagh. Smack you over the head with it.
That's Irish.
Yeah, that's right. That was Irish. That was incredibly racist. I always mix those up. So my mom, I don't know if my mom's still here. She used to, like, when she would tell me our lineage or whatever, she would say, like, oh, like on her side, it's like, German, Scotch Irish. And I'm like, wait, rewind that, Scotch Irish. So we're definitely the products of rape then, because
well, actually,
those two sides didn't get along.
No, Scotch Irish is actually a fairly common.
Yeah. Believe it or not, if you go far back enough on my
we got Viking also, and I'm like, there's definitely a lot. We're the product of.
If there's Viking in you, there's definitely rape involved.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you that the Scots, and I tell you, I'm mostly Scotch Irish. The Scots are directly descendant from the Irish.
And not only that, but a pile of them in the 1600s actually hid out in Ireland again for a while, and then basically just stayed there.
Whoa,
so
what's the
I went.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm reading.
I went digging out of just because I got bored during the first part of the pandemic, and I spent a little bit too much time on Ancestry.com, and I ended up finding out that there's quite a lot of Scottish people that moved to Ireland and then just stayed. And this was like 500 years ago. So
okay.
There is a lot of cultural crossover, which is why people get them so.
Yeah, but didn't they have that long-standing war, like with the Scots and the Irish?
The Scots hate the English.
I know that,
and the Irish hate the English. But the Scots don't hate the Irish.
Okay,
no.
Anyway,
they consider the Scots and the Irish kind of consider each other cousins.
Martin Devon in the chat.
And I've never visited Scotland, Martin, but it is on my bucket.
No, the one before that. What's the line the Klingon says right before this part? Do you remember? Because he's talking
that it was something about a garbage scow, and then he changes it to
the Enterprise was designed like a garbage scow.
As garbage, and that's what starts the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you might as well have told Scotty his mother had, or because that was a comment about if my mother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
Back to the turtles dropping in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yes.
The swimming turtles, the swimming Gata turtles.
So Gata's releasing the Kraken in there. That took him a while. Hey, look at that. He just runs off. You didn't even wash your hands, you filthy.
Did
he even have a chance to wipe? I mean, he was like running out.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you almost see. I mean, the only thing that would have made this better is if there was toilet paper hanging off the bottom of his shoes.
Oh my God! Right? That would have been so good.
Gata's just like, I'm done. One of those ass gaskets hanging out of the back of his pants. So.
Oh, Arabic. It's funny you mentioned this toilet talk thing, because I had, for some reason, I had this conversation the other day. So remember, I don't know how it was for you guys, but I went to elementary school in the 80s, and back then you weren't allowed to just at least the school I went to, you weren't allowed to just raise your hand and go to the bathroom. There was 2 designated times during the day where they line everybody up to go to the bathroom, and you go to. So it sucked because kids are mean. But the cool thing about that is there were 4 stalls, and all 4 of them would be taken. And then we would just talk kind of like they were. And I was like, I've never done that ever since. And because that's not a thing that grown ass men do, or is it? I don't know, Arabic. What is that? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Toilet time is private time.
Exactly, right? Yeah. I think it's weird that I don't know if I could drop a deuce in a co-ed bathroom, to be honest with you. I just don't know if I could. I'd have to go to one of those private bathrooms.
You don't want to be part of proof that you do more than tinkle?
Why am I signed out of?
Out of what?
YouTube just kicked me out. What the hell?
Oh, that's weird.
It's really weird.
Your account has been deleted.
Well, your channel's still up. The stream is still running.
So you all right?
Excuse me. Until I get logged back in, I can't I can't see the chat, so I apologize for that.
Okay, now's the time you can talk all about Danny all you want.
Actually, no, but in StreamYard, I just switched it from private chat, which we haven't been using, to comments, so I can see them in there. Don't you encourage them.
BSG lasted for like 4 minutes. I'm trying, Thomas. I've been honestly trying.
Hey, the people come here because of our witty banter, our chemistry, and let's face it, poop talk.
Yeah, speaking of which, there's what everybody's always wanted to see: Trisha Heffler taking a dump,
dropping a deuce.
That's what everybody's always.
Well, it is a lady; she could be Tinkle.
I don't know. That looks like a poop stance there. She's.
I wouldn't know how.
Sitting is sitting. I don't understand how you're making the difference. She's like, if there's like signs of bracing down.
If I have a conversation with a potential sponsor who was supposed to be watching, I hope they left. We're not getting that gig.
Don't blame me. You're the one that keeps. So then he busts in on her, and she's like, I mean, look at the look on her face. She's holding back the tortoise right there. Look at that. That is a holding back the tortoise look.
She's holding something back.
Yeah, I mean,
she's aggravated.
It's a good pause, but it's not a good look for her. It's not a
no.
Yeah. So, and this is where he's like, this scene has me wondering: is she a sleeper? Does she know she's a Cylon?
Oh, she knows. She knows.
I'm convinced that she knows.
Yeah.
Because we never see this 6 again.
No. Nobody gets an answer.
Yeah, but I liked your theory on our watch. You know, I was going to mention it when we got there, because remember, I was like, where the hell did she go? And you were like, I think it was Jason. So she probably just stepped out an airlock, which would make sense, because
could have.
Yeah. That was what I was saying. Is that if
you that said that? Okay.
Yeah, because if she is fully aware, if she's fully aware that she's a Cylon and what she's doing, then at the end when she just disappears, it would make perfect sense that she would just open up an airlock and step out, because she knows she'd get resurrected.
Yeah.
But if she's and that would leave no evidence.
So I got a question. Please work. Good. Okay, I got logged back in. The head 6. So like let's say this teacher 6 did
teacher
step
6 is definitely not head 6.
I know she's not. I'm saying when let's just go with your theory. She steps out the airlock. She's gone. Information gets uploaded. Does head 6 have that information also? Like, does it get uploaded to her? I think
in the process of, see, I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
Because we really get into that in a future episode. As for how that process works.
And how it seems to or doesn't seem to affect heads. It's a dance. I'm still not sure I'm clear on it entirely either.
Yeah.
Hey, Gorilla. What up, dude? I hope did you get that? He's okay. Good. No, did you hear about his car the other day?
Yeah. I told Mike about that.
Yeah. So, and he needed a vehicle, and he was talking about getting one on the LDG stream, because I finally sent him the photos of the Star Trek lamp, because I hadn't posted it yet for sale, because he wanted a first crack at it, and I'm glad I waited, because I'd hate for him to like, damn it, I wish I hadn't bought that lamp, because he needed the money to get a car. So.
And Tim, I understand what you're trying to say as far as self-deletion being an affront to God, because 6 does tell Baltar that he can't commit suicide because that would be a mortal sin. However, if Baltar commits suicide, he doesn't resurrect in a resurrection ship. She does. So I don't think it's the same thing.
Stanley, that's a good question, man. How's this? Ooh, then derp face. Nice.
Yes. Yeah, that's the tactic that everybody who is going to attack somebody in politics uses. Play video frame by frame and find the ugliest picture.
Yes. For some people, it's easier than others to find that ugly picture.
Yep.
So meanwhile, they're still trying to figure out the guts of the raider. So I believe Starbuck is up inside there.
Yeah. And then someone's getting all touchy feely.
Yeah, this is just a little creepy. I mean,
and Chief walks in on her, and Cat, you like,
yeah.
Right? Oh no, he's underneath, but he pops out from underneath the raider, and he's like, nice theory.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're definitely a Cylon. I can't believe I was banging a Cylon.
And then, okay, this is my favorite scene.
Oh, yeah. This is
Ty is such a badass in this scene where he basically throws the by the book reverse psychology at her, knowing what she was going to react, and then just says, yeah, F you. I don't care, you know. and it was just a beautifully done scene because he's like, yeah, I know that was reverse psychology. I know you're going to stay in that bed, and every day you stay in that bed, it just confirms what I already thought about you. So have a nice day.
Yeah. Enjoy thinking you're
take all the
outwitting
time.
me.
Yeah. Enjoy take all the time you need.
And Tim, and yes, Thomas, I know I did say that one thing, but you know, we don't need to belabor that point. When does Baltar want to suicide? When he first realizes that he has 60 years worth of work to do with the Cylon detector. He said,
and he makes the smarmy comment.
He makes the comment about he'd rather just kill himself, and Six tells him that he can't because it's a mortal sin. All right. Meanwhile, Ty is still looking around the house going, you know, where the heck are you, Six? And, you know, because he misses her. And he goes to Adama to tell Adama that, hey, you know, I think she's a Cylon. And I just love, you know, like Adama's just like, dude, yeah, I'm sure she is a Cylon, but you are a scumbag. You know? Everybody knows it. I know it. You know it. Let's stop pretending you're not a scumbag. And you know, and this is, I mean, again, James just, it's amazing to me how these actors just all bring their A games throughout this series. You never see a bad performance from anybody. Like, there's never a time where I don't believe that this is Baltar. Or that Six is Six, or that Starbuck is Starbuck. You know, it doesn't feel like they're out of character, or that they're not putting everything they have into what they've got. And so, by the way, this is you'll like this.
Tim Christ, sorry I didn't say hello earlier.
Yeah. From that reunion show I was talking about earlier, I didn't know about this, but Katie Sackhoff was talking about when a scene that really got you, which was when Starbuck confesses to Adama about it being her fault that Zach died, and how she broke down.
Yeah.
So they shot that scene like a half a dozen times, and she just, you know, and she thought she was doing great and all that. And she said Edward James almost was like very much the leader of the pack as far as the actors were concerned. He was Commander Adama to them. And he looked at her, and after they did a take, and he says, yeah, you know, if you just put a little bit of effort into it, that might be halfway decent. And then the next take, she just broke down crying. And that was the take, and that was the one they ended up using in the show.
Really? That's crazy.
And the reason that like she was covering her head and all that when she was walking away was because she felt that energy that she'd never felt before. When she'd never, when as an actor, been that into what she was doing. And so just a fun little thing for you. So
no, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. But that's
in a weird kind of way, that goes into that bucket of things where that you could call, Harrison Ford is 6. So what do you do for a sword fight? Shoot the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, this is the scene where he kind of hears everybody talking about him, and
everybody's calling him a traitor and stuff in the hallway, and he's just like getting nervous. And Tim, be careful what you put in the chat because that's very dangerously close to a major spoiler.
Remove it. Don't let me look at it.
And so then then we finally get the picture thanks to the magical zoom and enhance.
All right, Gorilla. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Glad to hear the good news. Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Gorilla.
Good luck with that car. Hopefully you don't see it disappear into a ditch.
And Mikey likes the original BSG Resonates, but not the reboot. I'll tell you, I like the original series still, but I think this is a better show.
444.
The original is like all the characters are gods. They're all perfect in every way. This show, it feels like you're looking at a spacefaring version of our culture. I mean,
first series is a big nostalgia thing for me more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would never put it ahead of the reboot as far as like actual objective quality.
Is this that same person?
Maybe.
I'll be back. Sorry.
You know what I should have done is Photoshop Danny's picture onto there.
And shifted it off axis too so that it looks actually there.
Yeah.
Like change the perspective angle on it in Photoshop.
And Miss Moneypenny is back. She's on season 2, episode 12. Which episode is that?
Ooh, that's a ways in a second here. That is, if the IMDb site would actually be fast. Season 2, episode 12 is Resurrection Ship Part 2. Oh man.
Oh, that's yeah.
Danny's mom needs to be careful to not drop any spoilers in here.
Yeah, don't blast anything about those last 3 episodes because man, Danny's gonna vote. We're gonna watch those over 4th of July weekend because the fireworks do definitely fly.
Yeah. We're planning to get through that set of 3 on that weekend. Yeah.
I'm a friendly. We're all friendly. So
I love that. We're friendly. All friends. Yeah. It's probably one of the best lines.
Final Cut is a really good one. That's one, Stan, that I can't wait to see Danny's reaction to.
Final Cut. What season is that?
That's the one. That's right. That's just before that trilogy. We're going to be seeing that this weekend.
Was that one? No, that's Final Flight of the. Final Cut is before.
Final Cut is just before the Blackbird is built.
Yes, Final Cut is the one where we get another. Another reveal. Yeah. I can't wait for that one because I want to see if he recognizes who it is.
Yeah. So yeah. And guys, be very careful about please don't put any spoilers in the chat because we don't want Danny to know what's coming. He is only seen as far as what was the last one we just watched? Home.
Home
Part 2.
No.
Where did we get to Home?
No. We got to.
Or Home is next, right?
No. We watched Fragged.
Yeah,
and then we've got Resistance, The Farm, and Home Part 1 and 2. Because we haven't watched Resistance.
That's right, because we're going to try to do Resistance, Farm, and Home 1 and 2 on Saturday.
Across
right?
Saturday and Sunday. Because we also wanted to try to get the final cut in.
Well, we want to get the final, because we got 6 episodes to try and get in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes before doing Pegasus, Res 1, and Res 2.
Right. So I thought we were going to try to go for 4 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday.
Yeah, we were going to. Yeah, because because that way we could get 1 and 2 done on Saturday. That part, the 2-parter, the Home one.
Home 1 and 2,
and
then Sunday we would get Final Cut and
Flight of the Phoenix.
Yeah. Which Flight of the Phoenix? I hate that name because then they should be making a ship called the Phoenix.
Yeah. But yeah, and then 3 on the following Saturday. 2, 3, 4. And then I'm assuming at that point we'll probably take maybe a bit of a reprieve if Danny's into moving mode by that point, hopefully.
Yeah, at that point Danny should be moving, so we'll probably have to take a couple of weeks off. And then once he's settled into wherever he's going to be, we can pick up with, the second half of season 2. Would the Borg bother to assimilate Galactica? Depends on which Borg you're talking about.
If it's Borg from Q Who, probably not.
Yeah,
because the tech would be utterly boring.
But the Borg from Best of Both Worlds probably would, and onward would, because they would have more drones.
Yeah.
And
the only thing that might make them want to assimilate BSG reboot era tech would be their jump drive seems to be kind of
reboot
ridiculous.
Era. Yeah, the jump drive is more advanced than warp drive.
Yeah, it seems to just, as long as you know where you're going, you
and the
can
collective
just kind of ping pong.
Yeah, the collective would have the ability to calculate jump coordinates like instantaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine Borg cubes able to jump.
Is it okay to talk about when Galactica finds the Germany planet from TOS?
John Gill versus the Cylons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. But the Borg, man, if the Borg ever assimilated a jump drive, that would just end it.
Yeah, because they wouldn't need anything other than that.
Yeah.
They could just spring into anywhere at will.
And yeah, if they could adapt the jump drive to their cubes. Could you imagine you're just sitting there chilling on whatever planet you're on, and all of a sudden a dozen cubes just jump into orbit and start assimilating everything?
You know, as a side note, while we wait for Danny to come back, you know, ultimately the most aggravating thing with the Borg and how they continually got changed to allow latitude for the writers was how much equipment the Borg had once we saw what was going on in the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah.
When they did that, the idea of a cube being sent to go and quote unquote assimilate the Alpha Quadrant was it. Yeah, it basically, as I think the biggest argument that a lot of people have made, that's the worst problem with the Borg and the writing. They depowered the Borg to such an extent by doing that one thing.
Well,
that
I'll tell you one thing that really broke the Borg for me internally was just watching on Voyager when the Borg would walk over and press buttons on workstations. It's like, why would the Borg ever need to push a button?
Well, especially considering that well, except for when they need to physically assemble things, the comment that was made in Q-Who was basically the moment that they should never have had to touch buttons forever, and that was they just think and everything happens.
Right.
And even beyond that, you wouldn't even need anything either, because I mean everything was nanotech, and for all that it matters, you could make the craziest Rube Goldberg machine to just do things, and you just think the action into play, and then the Rube Goldberg machine would go off and do it.
Right. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any real reason for the Borg to walk around the ship and do stuff.
No, other than the need to do things so that people could see things on camera. That was about it.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
Hello.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
We were just talking about how someone was asking if the Borg would assimilate the Galactica, and then
why wouldn't they? I mean,
well,
you had to pick which Borg though.
Which
Borg that care about tech, or Borg that just want drones?
Yeah, and which Galactica are we talking about? And so, if we're talking about the original series Galactica, the Borg that just care about technology wouldn't even bother because they're low tech.
The only thing that's of interest maybe would be their ability to just jump from one location to another.
No, but they can't do that in the original series.
No. I mean, with the new one.
But with the new one, that's what we were talking about. Is the jump drive makes it so that if the Borg could assimilate a Battlestar and get a hold of jump technology, imagine if Borg cubes could just jump wherever they wanted to go.
Oh, and it's game over, man. Game over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
right.
Would they assimilate? And I think a Cylon base ship would probably be more useful to them because the Cylons have that healing technology, the healing bioorganic stuff that they use to build their ships with.
Yeah. They're an even more sublime combination of technology and biology.
Yeah. All right, so Baltar is in full-on panic mode, and so he tries to break the computer without having a clue as to how to properly break a computer.
There's so many tropes at play, and I love the fact that they never let a single one of them actually damage anything that mattered.
Yeah.
I loved that they did it right.
Yeah. Because he's like pulling out wires, but he pulls out wires to the wrong monitor, and he
tries to break the keyboard, tries to pull stuff up. It's like that doesn't work.
It's not how the Force works.
Exactly.
And by the way, anybody paying attention would see that this is an editing workstation.
I was gonna say it looks very purpose built, but I've never bothered to figure out what it was.
Yeah, it looks like it's an old TriCaster or something. So he's like desperately trying to get the picture to disappear, and there he goes trying to rip the cords out. And he's like, and that's where he sees he broke the wrong monitor. I love that. Look at the look on him. He's just like
now I'm gonna get caught trying to break it too.
Dumbass.
Which of course he does.
Yeah,
probably.
and I love the fact that now he tries to scoot himself in front of the picture.
It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Right here, he's like, let me just move over. I just love it. He's like, no, that's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. And so He insists that he's being framed as they haul him off to the brig. Meanwhile, Starbuck limps into the hangar bay to take a look at the ship and climbs up into the slimy...
the goo bucket.
Yeah, what do you say if you don't mind getting your juice on you? And so and then say treat it like a pet, and she's like, okay, how about a goat? And manages to accidentally step on the gas, and so they tell her not to shoot anything. So they manage to start to figure out how the radar works. And this is that scene where Rosalind is just not nice here.
Oh man, yeah, I know, right?
She has totally passed. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm putting you out an airlock. You can go hang out with Lee Doran or Lee Oben.
Yeah.
Then man, does she do a 180 at the end of the episode? Shit.
Yeah.
Well, she is a politician, so. But yeah, she's just like, yeah. So anyway, before I kill you, why'd you do it? You know, and she's
but
like,
I didn't.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't do anything, and she's like, you know, when they told me it was your picture, I knew it was true.
Yeah,
and
I was beat up.
Yeah, she is like so ready to just kill him. And I did like forgive me, Madam President, but I'd prefer not to be executed based on your gut instinct.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But the fact is that it's not based on her gut instinct. The evidence is pretty much pointing at you. And back on Caprica, you know, they decide that, well, time to take a nap. But, you know, we got to hide from the Cylons. Meanwhile, back on Galactica. She's like, hey, who wrote that on my mirror?
Yeah. Yeah, she's leaving Post-it notes for herself. Because it's no longer a spoiler for Danny, so we can say that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on Caprica, they're banging.
They're making babies.
They're making babies in the rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
Because this is now a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Yeah. 03. That would have been W. Bush, right? George W. Bush.
Yes, George W. Bush was president back then.
Yeah.
Or 04 rather. 03 was a miniseries, I think.
Yeah. But this was during the War on Terror.
Yeah.
And then Baltar decides to finally say, okay, God, whatever you want, I'll do. And Head 6 shows up and says, there you go. That'll make it all better.
I knew you'd come back around. Yeah.
Right. And so, and then almost immediately, the Gate and a couple of guards come in, and I love this. He's like, wait a minute, I haven't had a trial yet.
Yeah. I don't want to die. Don't throw me out an airlock.
Yeah. And he's like, no, we figured it out. There was a Photoshop job, and the picture's fake. And so they figure it out amazingly right when Gaius gives himself over to God. But was it all part of the plan?
Oh, kind of seems almost obvious. So, like,
yes,
Bruce Wayne would say it's a little on the nose, but that's fine.
You know, I this isn't particularly.
No, they look like they're gonna bang.
Yeah. Yeah, BFFs forever. Actually, the funny thing is there's effectively the story writing is a longer term callback to this moment here, far into the rest of the series. And I was also going to say too, is as much as it's not exactly a earth-shattering revelation to make this statement, but as you keep going through the series, you really do see just how much basically everything that Baltar does is about self-preservation.
Yeah.
Because virtually nothing that he does, other than his inability to control himself with the ladies, everything he does is about self-preservation.
Yes. Baltar is the classic narcissist here.
Yeah, there's not an ounce of altruism. It's like they're very consistent about it, the way it's written, and it's probably why it just works so well.
But he's not necessarily evil. He's just selfish.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's never he never really ever does anything too much. I'd say the closest to selfless that he ever got in everything that Danny has seen so far is on Kobol when he shoots Starkiller.
Yeah.
That's about the only moment in the whole thing till now.
Well, well, also the cover up, like so.
I would say telling him that Starkiller died in the line of duty rather than he died trying to kill one of our own.
Yeah,
that was probably the most selfless thing he's done.
So far that I've seen.
Because he could have just as easily said, "Well, he kind of turned on us, so we had to put him down."
Yeah.
And so I heroically took him down before he killed Callie.
Yeah.
He could have said that, but instead he said that he died in the finest tradition of the service, which is backfires for him, but whatever.
Yeah.
All good deeds, right?
Yeah.
So then they're trying to figure out, well, what happened to Miss Godfrey? She's just off the ship now, even though he had Marines trailing her everywhere she went.
That's why I think your theory is correct. I think she probably did just walk right out an airlock.
Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense because Ty says the Marines were following her. She ran around the corner. Then the Marines came around the corner and she was just gone. Well, she's not an apparition as far as we know. So, but if there was an airlock there, she could have quickly ran into the airlock and just gone out, and the Marines would be like, "Where'd she go? She didn't go out the airlock," because they would think that'd be stupid. So,
and in all your time watching, all the extra content on the Blu-rays, they never talk about it.
I don't think that I have to go back and rewatch it, but I don't think Ronald D. Moore ever gives any clue as to what happened to her. I think they intentionally just leave that as a gray area,
just to mess with everybody.
Yeah. Because even in at the end here, Baltar's asking, was there ever really a Miss Godfrey? Well, clearly there was, because everybody saw her.
Yeah, very many people saw her, so there's no getting around.
And even at that last shot, we saw that her glasses were still sitting there in the CIC. So there's physical, tangible evidence of her existence.
Yeah.
And then this is where Laura Rawson is being a complete hypocrite. Welcome back as our friend.
It's my great pleasure to fully exonerate the man I was about to jettison out an airlock. Whatever.
Although, if something were to accidentally happen to him, I wouldn't be all that upset. Just saying. And there's, of course, our reporters. And notice that one reporter right there that he banged is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I don't think he's banged.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, but that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, is that not happened yet?
That hasn't happened yet.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's not until what is it? Not Bastille Day, but
Colonial Day. That's right.
Colonial Day.
Yeah, Colonial Day. Yeah, the election.
I just know you've already seen that, so I don't have to worry about
that. Yeah.
But yeah, so there she is, pre-banging. And so now Six kind of reveals to him that now that he's been exonerated of being a traitor, it'll be very difficult to accuse him of treason again. And I would say yes and no. I mean, in the real world, just because you're, and all you got to do is, I mean, heck, look at American presidential politics.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton and Donald Trump were both accused multiple times of various things. Just because you get away with it once doesn't mean that you're not going to get accused again. So it doesn't matter if and regardless of whether you're guilty or innocent, people are still going to accuse you. If you're
in today's culture, it's actually worse than it was back in the 90s. Sometimes all it takes is an accusation, and you're done.
Right. And then there's your favorite shot in the entire.
Oh God, yeah, the side boob.
I remember when you saw that, you're like, "Wait a minute, there was side boob."
There, yeah, like, how did they get away with that?
And,
careful editing.
Yeah, very, very careful framing of the shot. That's how they got away with it. They angled that camera so carefully. They probably had to shoot that like 18 times because bounced a little too far.
Yeah. Tell her to walk slower so they don't flop around.
Yeah. And then notice also, like, I mean, this is like one of the sultriest scenes I've ever seen on non-premium television.
Yeah.
Because not only do you get that little bit of side boob there, but notice what she does. She actually starts pushing her.
Oh, there it was again. But yeah, no. And then when she walks,
she's pushing her dress down.
Yeah,
and it's like, dang, how far are they going to push that?
Yeah.
And then almost get to see her booty in this next little.
Yeah. So they really, really push the limits. Oh
my.
Has Danny seen the side butt yet? Yes. That actually earlier in this episode we saw her side.
Was
butt.
It in this one? It was definitely in something we've watched from.
No. Sure. It was Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. Is when we saw that.
Yeah.
You can see Danny is It's
reminiscent.
That's the only reason he likes this show. He doesn't give a crap about the good storytelling and all that.
Yeah, all the other wonderful observations about the tear-jerking moments and the touching moments and so much Star Wars in it.
Moments,
no,
right.
that's I was gonna say that's all a cover for he's watching the Six show.
Yeah. Notice there's no denial coming from Danny.
What was I supposed to deny?
Oh, nothing. I was just having fun.
And there you go.
Oof.
I mean, how much?
I should have made that the thumbnail. What the hell's wrong with me?
I mean, like, how carefully did they place her hand for that shot?
Oh my God! Right?
Lots careful.
Yes.
Oh,
now, of course, she's actually wearing these little things that cover the necessary
but
bits.
still.
Yes, I've walked around in Las Vegas. That's something that can be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen how this works.
You wear that stuff?
No.
No.
Now I can't get this. I'm picturing Jason walking around wearing nipple covers and like a penis sock or whatever they call it. And,
Dude, I've seen some shit on the strip, dude. That's why I avoid
it was decidedly jarring the first time. It's weird how that can kind of just go blind to you, though, after a couple of days. Or did I go blind? I don't know.
Who knows, man? All right.
And Arabic, I know, you think you see things that you don't see on this show as far as that stuff. They are extraordinarily careful on this show because you have to keep in mind that they were on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And while they could have shown nudity had they chose to, because at the time the FCC was no longer regulating that kind of stuff, But Sci-Fi Channel had their own standards and practices department, and they had a strict no nudity policy at the time.
Well, and they also really wanted to be able to market this in other countries,
right?
And there was no guarantee that it was going to go on a broadcast channel, or that it wouldn't go on a broadcast.
Do I need to change the shot, Danny? Are you okay?
No, man. I haven't gotten laid in like 5 weeks. This is killing me.
All right. I'll change the shot to something else. Then.
Thank you. Watch you make it work. Okay, that's fine. It's just
legs.
Okay, there we go. Shit.
There.
I'm trying to find where's that one shot that I was looking for.
Don't you dare. Oh, okay. We gotta call this escort service. No, they make the number so easy. It's 702-696-6969. Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of course they do.
Oh yeah, I ain't got that kind of money though. Don't worry about it.
That's high society money.
Or go ahead, Michael.
So at the end of the episode, we're back to kind of, the status quo has been maintained. Baltar is back in his position of pseudo power,
but he's back and better than ever because now they like.
Right, his power, his position is strengthened a little bit.
I'd say more than a little bit, because that she said in that she pronounced president.
Martin wants that phone number again, by the way.
It's literally 702-696-9696. Yeah, they just alternate the 69 anyway. What do you live in near? It's only in Vegas and the surrounding contiguous.
I don't think cities. That works from the Isle of Britain.
If it's something that Danny endorses, it can't be good. It's like,
I don't endorse it. I don't.
You're not gonna get somebody that looks like Six. You're gonna get somebody that looks like.
Actually, I've made a couple of these escort websites, and some of these women are gorgeous, but
yeah, sure.
Anyway,
and well beyond the price range.
Oh yeah. So where was I before we got derailed here by
you?
No, it was Martin. Martin wanted the phone number.
Yeah, Martin's throwing out distractor bombs.
Yeah. Oh, the president.
Yes.
Was. Oh gosh. So when she was talking about him being exonerated, she brings up the fact that the Cylons were so afraid of him and his Cylon detector technology that they went through the trouble to do this. So I feel like he's bulletproof now, man. Like, and shit. Spoilers. I'm allowed to say spoilers of what I've seen, right?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
He becomes the freaking vice president. Come on, that's crazy. Like he's. This trial by fire he just went through kind of really
it set him up to make him the golden boy.
Yeah, totally.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Bird of Prey sounds like he's speaking from experience there. So
he is. Right on. He's definitely speaking from experience. Which may have something to do with next week's sponsor, but
well, I can tell you, if they watch too much of today's show, I can tell you who's not going to be next week's sponsor.
G Fuel?
Let's fuel up.
No, I know. I just say G Fuel because there's so many gamer people that G Fuel sponsors. Is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
It's basically Gatorade in powder form, except lots of caffeine.
See, Ariel used to watch the show on my channel. Not anymore. I've lost her to you. That's fine.
Stranger World's able to be watched on Patreon with your three commentary. With your three, well, no,
we don't watch Strange New Worlds together. Although that would be a lot of fun. And Ariel, I've been telling him he needs to allow access at a Patreon level for just that. For what we're watching, not.
Yeah,
you know.
but yeah, we don't have because we don't sit down and watch Strange New Worlds together. Because,
oh, I'd love that.
Yeah,
but
that's so hard to do. The timing's just wrong.
Yeah. Now, if
we
you
have
know,
a total of a 6-hour difference between us,
4 hours plus I work all day, and
so it's
Danny's
9:17 where you're at.
It's
right
9:17 where I am.
So
yeah,
4-hour difference.
So yeah, if Danny were on the East Coast, or if Jason were on the West Coast, we could probably pull it off.
Yeah,
but because neither of those two facts are true, there's really no way for us to watch the show together and still have a show in time for that night.
Yeah, because it's at 7. I mean, even if we got up at 7 my time in the morning,
well, that's 5.
3. That's like 5 for you and 3 for Danny,
right?
And yeah, and that's still not early enough for me. So it's yes.
So it would have to be like
Martin,
2
Martin's showing off. He's in Blighty, so he's got the extra 3 hours and change, or 4 hours and change, whatever it is.
What? Where is he?
He's in the UK.
Well, yeah, but he's got to deal with being in the UK. He can sit there and brag about the time zone all day long, but he still lives in the UK. So, mic drop.
Yeah. Yes. Stan Martin wins on Commonwealth Easterliness. That's
and yes,
sure.
For right now, we're doing commentary for BSG, and then after BSG, we'll roll into another show. But for the stuff that's currently airing, just because it's a currently airing show, we can't really do a reaction unless we wanted to delay our review show by a week.
Yeah.
And agree not to watch the show the day it comes out, and then we'd all have to avoid the interwebs so that we had no spoilers. And, and it would just be rather difficult.
It would be very hard, especially for knobs like me that have over 400 channels subbed on their YouTube.
Yeah.
So the thumbnails alone that I see roll by would be half the things would be spoiled.
So now Danny and the mermaid are making out. You do know mermaids have fish genitals, right?
I don't. What do you? I'm just saying hi, man.
Ariel's a mermaid.
Oh.
You never looked at Ariel's picture?
I've never paid
It's Ariel,
close enough attention.
the Little Mermaid.
Well,
Well, look. The Little Mermaid was like 14 or 15, and the original Disney cartoon. Like, I'm not going to jail. I'm good on that.
Yeah,
I need to go back
based. I was say based on air date and the age you were when it was out, it was all okay.
Well, if that's how it works, then Ariel's my age now. Fair game.
Yeah.
Well, when Little Mermaid came out, Ariel's like what, 15, and Prince
14 or
like
15, something like. Because I just remember. Like 30. I remember when I got older and I was talking to some friends about it, and I was arguing with them because I thought for sure she had to be 18 because at the end of it she gets married, and I'm like, man, that just made that movie so creepy for me. Finding out she was either 14 or 15, it was just like. But I guess times were different back then. Oh my, she's being a naughty girl.
Yeah, that just. That doesn't change the fact that you just, you plop out a bunch of eggs and then he fertilizes them. So,
Anyway.
he likes that idea. That's the weird thing.
Here's the thing: I can't fertilize anything. I got a vasectomy in 2012. So,
well, then, what good are you going to do when she plops her eggs down?
I mean, caviar. Anyone? What?
I don't have anything smart to say to that.
Oh, that was disgusting. That's just.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Mom's face palming.
Yeah,
picking up pizza. That must be nice. I can't eat pizza anymore unless it's cauliflower pizza that I can have. That was actually really good.
What? Not caviar pizza?
I don't even think that's a thing.
There's a place where I forget where it was, where they had lightly battered, quickly deep fried cauliflower that you could then dip. Basically, it works out to be vegetarian hot wings. You just dip it in.
Oh yeah, I've had I've had those.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good. I like cauliflower in general, so I was actually impressed that it worked as well as it did.
I just lost all respect for you.
Yeah.
Well,
don't worry. I am a Metasaurus Rex on a regular basis.
Yeah, I like cauliflower.
I can't have the dude. You can do a lot of cool stuff with cauliflower to replace bread, which is that's the only thing I like about cauliflower. You know, because I can't have breaded wings, for example. I can have regular wings, but if I want to have like breaded wings, you know, I can make breading out of cauliflower. You make pizza crust out of cauliflower. You know.
But I think the point of all this is that you would have sex with a fish.
I never. What? Can we get back to wrapping up the because we're done with the episode.
That's the main point of what we've learned today is that Danny would definitely have sex with.
You know what? I haven't got to say super chat once this whole stream. What is that?
Yeah, it's weird. No super chats today.
Yeah. And I didn't drop in my link. No. I promised you I would.
See, that's why you were dropping your link before, and so now nobody's super chatting.
Nobody's super chatting me either, homie.
We apparently weren't enough off the rails to inspire.
I guess not. You know.
Well, screw you guys then. Bunch of jerks. You want me to call you the salt of the earth? Well, fine. You're the salt of the earth, and I'm the salty trekker. But you know. Maybe you didn't get your paychecks this week. I don't know. There you go.
Hey, there you go. By the dollar.
Super chat.
And Captain Phantom Nerd is the only halfway decent human being in the chat today.
Don't be like that.
You're right. He's the only fully decent human being.
It's Wednesday. You know, people's paychecks haven't dropped yet. You know.
Okay. So we're going to expect a deluge of super chats tomorrow. Is what you're saying?
Possibly, probably more likely on your Friday show. But you know,
no. As long as we get them before the weekend. I need to call that hotline of yours and get you an escort.
No, I just need to figure out how to really ramp up. I'm 5 subscribers away from 300, y'all. I just noticed that. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, and there, after bragging about not pimping your channel, you go right into pimping your channel.
No, I'm not. No, I said I wasn't pimping my super chat link. That you got mad because I got $2.
Well, you don't need to pimp your channel every time.
What's wrong with that? Okay, fine. I want to have a 300 subs celebration, on Friday or something.
So do more streams.
Yeah, I will. Just got to get more. Yeah, I will. Fine.
And Arabic, thank you so much. Okay. Payday is today. All right, good. Well, then I'll take the $2 as a down payment today, and we'll expect the rest tomorrow. So we'll take this 1% down payment, and all right, guys. So, and Ariel says, for someone who's pimping Danny out on us, how can you talk? Well, I'm just trying to get rid of him. So, Ariel, I'm just trying to get him, I figure if you take him in, then...
okay, there.
You know, he'll be happy living in your fish tank, eating your caviar and doing your thing.
And he'll be Danny the Dork Knight ballet?
Yeah.
What does this mean, getting like track yards? confused. What is that?
Oh, he's because I was kidding about the super chat thing. Because Trek Yards, look, you guys know I love Captain Foley and stuff, but sometimes they talk about super chats a little too much. But you see, notice we waited until the end of the live stream to talk about it.
Well, all I said was I wasn't trying to fish, because I don't have any skin in this game. I was just like, I can't believe I didn't get to say super chat the whole show. That was weird. That was a first. So
that was
thank
weird.
You guys at the last minute. Let me get it in twice. That's cool.
But we will be back tomorrow to talk about Strange Worlds Season 2, Episode 2.
Dork Knight Tomb Rating. Oh, are you changing
Uba,
your name?
Uba Eater Abaduba. Abiduba.
You having a stroke?
Yabba Dabba Dooba Deeba. What's the name of the episode? Yabba Dooba Deeba Dabba.
What
episode?
The name of the episode tomorrow, Strange New Worlds.
Oh, it's yes.
Abaduba Deeba Dabba.
It's some kind of Latin,
Ad Astra per something. It's to the stars with difficulty or something like that.
Ada Uba Dabba. And no,
this is not the crossover one. This is the trial of Una.
Yeah, that's gonna be Una's trial. The crossover, unfortunately, is not until episode 7.
Yeah,
so
it's way
there's
down
gonna be a lot
the
build
list
up for that. Hopefully.
Talking about changing the name to Tomb Raider. Look at that.
What?
Don't you read the comments, man?
What?
No, not that one.
I'm missing something. Oh, Lara. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I'm way behind.
Okay. I'm trying to find what you were talking about, and then this one right here.
Yeah, and then she says, no, it was before that. Or Danny Dork Knight Tomb Rating, because I guess she was gonna.
Oh, okay, yeah,
instead of ballet.
Danny Dork Knight Tomb Rating.
Yeah, she's talking about maybe changing ballet to Tomb Rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ariel, that's a good question. We have no idea. We were talking about that before. There's going to have to be some kind of timey-wimey nonsense that goes on.
For the crossover,
for the
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, she's asking how are they going to
obviously Beckett and Boimler go back in time somehow. Maybe they come across a Klingon time crystal, or maybe they go into an anomaly, or maybe they just
Hey, Famous Bear, thanks for joining us right before we sign off, but I appreciate it. I'm sure he does too.
Yeah,
because he's he said Famous Bear. He's Famous Bearer.
I said Famous Bearer.
Okay, but bearer of what?
Fame.
Of high.
Famous bearer of high. That's
no. He just says.
He just says.
Are you high, man? Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Famous bearer. Like if you're gonna call yourself famous bearer, the famous bearer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. Thank you for coming by, but I'm just trying to figure out. You're the famous bearer of what? Like famous bearer is like an incomplete name. You don't agree?
I don't know. YouTube names are weird.
Like it should be like famous bearer of signage, or famous bearer of whatever. But just famous bearer. That seems weird.
I disagree, but it's fine. But I'm a wrestling fan, so.
What does that have to do with wrestling?
There's a character he made. You know what a pallbearer is, but he made a play off of that, and his first name was Paul, and his last name was Bear.
Yeah. So
really,
just
yeah. Famous bearer. So he's probably just
he could just be a
famous bearer of bad news. Thank you, Stanley.
Woo!
Famous. It could be a million things, but all I know
is
welcome
him to the show and encourage everybody here to like, share.
See, there he goes, Pickles.
Pickles,
famous bearer.
Hey,
of Pickles.
All right, you're in my good. You're in my good book now.
There you go.
Pickles are awesome.
Famous bearer of Pickles. In the meantime, like I said, what did we learn today? We learned that Baltar is a little more secure in his position, and Danny would have sex with Fish.